Why hello there, dear viewer. I'm surprised you even took the time to click on this video. But I do wonder, how did you find this channel or video in the first place? You must be in the darkest pits of hell in order to have found this one. Anyways, my name is Mega, and welcome to my channel. This is actually my first ever scripted video. So y'all can tell me how bad it is in the comments below after you finish watching. If you even will. Would love some feedback on how to improve you all. Also, sorry if I sound like shit, I quite literally don't have a mic. So, yeah. Anyways, so, as the title of the video suggests, I'm gonna be talking about Deep Rock Galactic today, why it's amazing and why you should play it as well. With no further ado, let us begin. So, do you like shooting bugs? Do you like mining and beer? Then I want you for Deep Rock Galactic. We got danger, darkness, and dwarves. So, what even is Deep Rock Galactic anyway? Deep Rock Galactic, or simply DRG, is a 4-player cooperative first-person shooter where you can fuck with the environment, shoot alien bugs, and extract the riches of a planet called Hoxie's 4. Minor note, it's also one of the deadliest planets in the galaxy, and where you work. But when the planet itself wants you gone, caves go dark and radio silent. How do we deal with such hostile work environment? We sent in the dwarves. In Deep Rock, you play as one of 4 combat miners sent into Hoxie's to get rich or die trying. So try to work together, get the job done, and, most importantly, leave no dwarf behind. Unfortunately, this is not reflected in company policy, so good luck out there. In this game, you work for a soulless mining company called, well, Deep Rock Galactic. You'll get to live the day-to-day experience of what it's like to be a coal miner. Deep Rock is one of the best co-op games I have ever played, and also one of the games I sincerely had most fun with, like, ever. I have over 500 plus hours in this game. Still feel like I haven't even scratched the surface. I cannot express the sheer camaraderie I felt playing this game. It's something I never felt in any game before. This game's community is so good, toxicity is basically non-existent. In this game, we love our greenbeards. I have met so many wonderful people. I always had a great time playing with anyone in every mission. In my entire 500, still counting, hours in this game, I have never encountered a single toxic player, ever. In fact, it was the dead opposite. This community is so chill and funny, some people might actually get a cultural shock looking at this game. Not having teammates screaming at you at the top of their lungs, or blaming and harassing you, they lost their match because it was your fault in Stinky Watch 2. I swear to Carl, if the next DPS hero is complete garbage, I'm quitting this game forever! Let's move on, shall we? This game is so small, yet so big at the same time. You'll never have to uninstall it to open space for another game. Like, it's literally just 4 gigabytes. It's 4 gigabytes. Oh, don't let the simple graphics fool you. It's just game's unique style. And sometimes I just stop to look at the beauty of it. The beauty of this game. And appreciate it. Not to mention the amount of detail every corner of this game has. You can truly tell the devs put a lot of love and effort into this game. This game also has a shit ton of gameplay variety. Honestly, I was surprised by the amount of weapons this game has when I first joined. With 3 different primary and 3 different secondary weapons for each individual class, each for their own upgrade trees. They also have 4 different throwables for each class as well. I'll be covering them a little more in depth soon, along with something else that just gives them a big extra spice to them. And that gameplay variety I talked about earlier. The dwarves are divided into 4 different classes, which are... Each class brings its own unique traits, equipment, and other thingies. So let's begin, starting with the Gunner. Armed with a powered minigun, a heavy-duty revolver, and a bubble shield, the Gunner is the front line of any team. His bubble shield is a great tool to revive fellow downed dwarves, or just when you want a bit of personal space from you and a swarm of bugs trying to tear your limbs apart. The Gunner is very straightforward. You see a big swarm? Just hold the fire button until you can't anymore. The Gunner also has the zipline, and not gonna lie, the zipline kinda sucks, but you do get a handy speed boost when going down one. You're gonna be shredding through swarms of bugs with relative ease. The Gunner has also access to other weapons like the Thunderhead Heavy Autocannon, Hurricane Guided Rocket System, the BRT-7 Burst Fire Gun, and the Arc-Score Coil Gun. My favorites are the Hurricane and the BRT-7. Also, note, every class has 4 rechargeable flares which they can throw for visibility in the dark. Just a reminder in case I forget later on. So let's move on with the Scout. The Scout. Arguably the most fun class in the game. He's also the most mobile one. His handy grappling hook lets you cosplay as Spider-Man. With a double-barrel shotgun. The Scout comes equipped with an automatic rifle and a short-range shotgun. He's also the only one with the flare gun, which emits a way stronger light than any regular flare, lighting up big dark caves allowing you and your team to actually see. But let's be real, your Scout has probably quantum trampled into a different area code and flew directly into a cave leech, leave you fumbling in the dark not seeing absolutely shit. So Scouts, try to keep your flare game on, please. Other weapons he has access to are the M1000 Classic. Yes, they added a fucking M1 Grand to this game. Based devs. The Direct 25 Plasma Carbine, the Zukov Nuke 17's aka Tracer from Overwatch, and the Nishanka Bulk Shark 80X. I really like the Nishanka and the M1000, but I do prefer the Plasma Carbine. As we move on with the Engineer... wrong one. The Engineer is by far my favorite class and the one I have the most playtime with. I find him the most fun class in my opinion. At least for me. Not saying the other 3 aren't fun, they are. Just saying he's the one I like the most. Armed with a shotgun and a grenade launcher, the Engineer is also the definition of bubble wrap in Deep Rock. You have a platform gun that creates platforms for you and your team to reach high places, build bridges, or prevent their inevitable death from falling. That's if you equip the upgrade. High caliber automated sentry turrets, depending on what upgrades you choose, you can either have 2 or 1 MK2 turret, help protect your team and act as supportive fire to keep the bugs away. So, Engineers, if someone pings minerals, they want you to platform one of them. And also, what the fuck is this character? Everyone else has mostly pistols, and this motherfucker has a fucking laser beam of death. The first time I saw him, I just knew he was gonna be my main. The Engineer has also access to the following weapons: the Stubbick Voltaic SMG, the Lock 1 Smart Rifle, the Breach Cutter, and the Shard Diffractor. By far, my favorites are the Lock 1 and the Deep Core 40mm PGL grenade launcher. But not just a base weapon. You'll get what I mean soon. As we go through the fourth and final class, the Driller. I'll give you 5 seconds to guess what he does. Yep, he has a flamethrower. He also has the right equipment to dig those holes. Armed with a flamethrower and the Subata, drillers are true egoists, free to shape the world around them as they please. If someone brings compacted dirt, they want you to drill it. But I don't care what you want, do it yourself. Actually, let me give you a hand. The Satchel Charge, or C4, isn't just for killing bugs, it's for killing scouts. Okay, but for real, don't do this to your scouts or any of your teammates. Just don't. It's totally good. Well, anyways, your reinforced drills allow you to drill through rock and stone with ease. The Driller is by far the scariest war criminal of all the dwarves. Having access to chemical warfare, giving your enemies cancer with a microwave, freezing them to absolute zero, making them minerable minerals, neurotoxins, and so on. It comes with impact access you control as well. Really cool in my opinion. You can unlock these weapons for the Driller as you level up. The Cryo Cannon, the Corrosive Sludge Pump, the Experimental Plasma Charger, and the Collapsed Wave Cooker. Man, I love melting my enemies' cells and giving them a slow, painful death. Before I move on, I would like to share some very important info with you. So, allow me to sink this into that small little thing you call a brain inside your head. First, use Ctrl L1 on PS4/PS5 or LB on Xbox to pull out your laser pointer. Use it to ping compressed gold, gear sacks, and mushrooms. Remember to ping the correct mushrooms that give the correct voice line. This is essential for team unity and annoying mission control.
Mushroom, shut it. Get back to work.
Second, rock and stone. There is never a wrong time for rock and stone, but it is a serious social crime to not salute. As a wise dwarf once said, if you don't rock and stone, you ain't coming home. Before we embark on our missions on Hoxie's, I just need to talk about the Spacerig, or the hub area of this game. This is the most interactive and entertaining hub area I have ever seen in a video game. You can absolutely just play around the Spacerig for several hours on end, especially if you have the buddies with you. And oh, I want you to meet the Abyss Bar! Deep Rock is secretly a drinking simulator where you see how many rounds you and your friends can take before falling unconscious on the floor. This is just one of the many things the Spacerig has. Just look at them having a good time.
Had enough. We rock and stone forever.
Cheers, Mike.
The call.
The waiter is a little robot called Lloyd. He powers all the wacky beers you drink for you, like the shrink beer, the fart beer, the silly pink beer that makes you dance, explosive beer, and so on. As long as you have the materials for it. They recently added a brand new beer for Deep Rock's 6th-year anniversary, the Hidden Dwarf beer. This one lets you play prop hunt in the Spacerig. Best enjoyed with friends. You'll just get depression drinking this solo. And I swear to God, if you order fucking leaf lovers, ow! Other things you can do as well are play Flappy Bird, the barrel hoop game, kick barrels.
Please don't kick the barrels into the launch bay.
Dear Mission Control, telling me to not kick the barrels just makes me want to kick them even more. Also, with events like Halloween or Christmas, for example, the entire Spacerig gets decorated as well. You can even have snowball fights and break the...
I advise that you leave the decorations alone before management asks me to flush the launch bay with radon gas.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you in the previous section. You can make your dwarves that drip. There's a cosmetic store where you can spend your hard-earned credits to get drip. I guess there's also upgrade and assignment stations as well, but that's not important right now. Hold on, let me check something. The script says I should really talk about the missions now, so let's get to work. Before I briefly talk about all the missions, every mission cave is procedurally generated based on its biome and mission type. The biomes range from the lovely azure weld and fungus bogs to the horrific and dangerous hollow bow and magma core. What that means is basically that every mission cave you go into is completely randomized. It can be filled with random events, minerals, lost equipment, you call it. This itself already adds infinite replayability to the game, keeping it fresh. And I still haven't talked about all the mission types available. There's also random things that can happen during your mission, like a big fucking meteor just falling down your cave, for example. I'll explain why later. And remember, you can never dig too deep. Your team has all the tools for the job, but they work best with teamwork. You either dig together or dig your own grave. The terranium missions is also 100% destructible and filled with precious minerals. Mine those minerals, dump a fat load inside our beloved robot Molly, and leave. Actually, scratch that last part. The minerals are top priority. You want to return home? That mission better be finished. Oh, I'm sorry, you ran out of ammo? Well, we're not sending you a single bullet until you have enough nitra to pay for it yourself. Nitra is a red mineral you can find in any cave on Hoxie's. Nitra is used for you to call for resupply pods when you're low on ammo or run out. These bars on the left represent you and your team's ammo. Each resupply having 4 servings of ammo divided by 4 dwarves equal how many servings you're allowed to take. 1! Never double dip a resupply. Unless you're playing solo, duo, or trial, then yeah, you can, I guess. Imagine you really need more ammo, then another dwarf double dips a resupply, leaving you with 0 ammo. You wouldn't like that, would you? If you really need more ammo, just ask. That's right, remember when I talked about this community being great earlier? Deep Rock players have evolved something never seen in gaming these days. Manners. Oh, the script says I should really talk about the mission types now. I hope you're not bored from hearing me yapping about how this game is great until now. If you're even still watching. I highly doubt you are, but I'm gonna continue anyways. Every mission has a primary and a secondary objective. Secondary objectives are completely random depending on your mission. They can vary on collecting bulu caps, killing plaster fleas, collecting gunk seeds, and so on. These icons mean how long the mission is gonna be and how complex the cave is gonna be. The feat being duration and danger sign being cave complexity. If both of them are on 3, you're in for a ride. But even what's supposed to be a simple, quick mission can turn out to be way more due to procedural generation and random things that can spawn in them. That's one of the things that make this game so fun. There's also hazard levels, which are the difficulties of this game, ranging from hazard 1, which is fucking baby mode, to hazard 5. hazard levels don't just make enemies tougher and do more damage. You know the occasional swarms that come to you? Mission Control makes sure you know one's coming your way.
Scanner's got a blip the size of a drop pod. Brace for swarm, team.
The size of those swarms changes as well, along with a bunch of other things. You also receive more fall damage on higher hazards like Hazard 4 and 5. I personally recommend you to start at Hazard 3 if you're playing for the first time. So, let's go for the mission types. There are currently 8 mission types, and they are... First, point extraction. After you get into the cave, an armed mine head arrives for you to deposit all the minerals and this mission objective, quarks. Quarks are big shiny crystals that can be found, spotting a bunch of blue lights on the walls. Dig through them, collect all the quarks, launch the mine head, wait for a minute for the drop pod, leave. Mining expedition. The most simple mission out there. You need to meet your quota of morkite, which is this valuable, shiny dark blue crystal. Call Molly, deposit all your morkite, press the button, leave. Egg hunt. In this mission you need to collect alien eggs. Why? I don't know. Management wants them. Find the fleshy growth, dig through the fleshy growth. It screams. Collect all the eggs, press the button, leave. On-site refining. The cooler point extraction. You need to call in a set of pump jacks to on top of liquid morkite wells and build pipelines connecting them to the refinery. You can also surf on these pipelines, and if you're feeling wild, you can play Roller Coaster Tycoon and go completely bananas. After you connect all the pipelines into the liquid morkite, start the refinery. Wait for the refinery to fill up. And also you need to fix the pipelines when they hijack to continue, by the way. After it's filled up, launch the rocket, wait for the drop pod, leave. Salvage operation. You get sent to find and fix up to 2 or 3 baby versions of Molly, left behind by a previous team that, well, didn't make it. But that's not all. The previous team also left behind a drop pod as well, so you need to fix it in order to return home safely. After fixing the mini-mules, press the button on Molly and they will all head to the drop pod. First, set up the uplink to the Spacerig. After it connects to the Spacerig, Mission Control sends a fuel cell to juice up the old rusty drop pod. Set up the fuel cells and stay close to them to fuel the drop pod. Also, Mission Control gets really angry when you leave the uplink and fuel cell zones.
Stay close to the fuel cells.
After it's done refueling, wait another minute for Mission Control to do his job at the drop pod and leave. Escort duty. First things first, for escort duty, meet Doretta. She's the heavy piece of machinery you'll be protecting on your way to the armored Hearthstone. You'll make some pit stops to refuel Doretta on the way, because giving her enough fuel to just reach it in one go is too damn expensive for management. Not to mention they're sending a clearly sentient robot that can apparently feel pain into a suicide mission. I feel bad, I feel sorry for Dottie every time. After you protect her and refuel her, you eventually reach the Armored Hearthstone. Well, its outer shell actually. Doretta still needs to crack its shell in order to get to the Hearthstone. You enter a multi-stage swarm/boss fight while Doretta drills into the brain of the sentient rock. After she's done with the penetration process, you can grab the Hearthstone, attach it to Molly and leave. But you can also bring Dottie's head if you want. But for real, would you really leave this poor thing behind? You monster. Elimination. Your task for this one is to kill Glyphid Dreadnoughts, popping them out of their cocoons before they turn into something even worse. We have no idea what they can turn into when they're fully evolved, but it's already bad enough as it is. Glyphid Dreadnoughts are big, tanky menaces that can end your life in seconds. Ranging from 2 to 3 cocoons, and you need to pop and kill whatever Dreadnought comes in out of them. There's 3 Dreadnought types currently. the regular Dreadnought, the Dreadnought Hard Guard, and the Dreadnought Twins. They all have unique abilities and mechanics, but I'm not gonna go in depth on them on this video. Just take them out and leave. Industrial Sabotage. I may have forgotten to tell you that we don't fight just bugs down there. Look, the planet may be our property, but it seems like someone else bought parking slot and are willing to fight for it. So, miners, load up your weapons and let's show them Hoxie's is ours. Our rivals have set up a bunch of prospecting facilities on Hoxie's, and it is our job to take them down. Those facilities hold very important info about Hoxie's our rivals have gathered, awaiting for transport. These data vaults are protected by a rival caretaker. These pyramids of death and doom will protect their valuable data with everything they have. But you have to shut down the impenetrable force field protecting the first. Follow the cables to one of the 2 power stations providing energy for the force field. Call in a hacking pod, connect a hacking pod with the power station, and start the hacking. A little robot called Haxie does the hacking, but his noisy business attracts unwanted visitors. Rival tech robots like patrolbots and shredder drones come in to defend them, or just appear you to kill you in general. Protect Haxie while he hacks, repeat with the other power station, and return to the data vault. It's gonna be running on emergency power. Get both batteries off, and now you have to take care of the caretaker. First, you need to shoot the caretaker's weak points in order to expose it. Also, 4 tentacle-like arms appear to defend the caretaker. They cannot be destroyed and only disappear for a while when you shoot them enough times. I won't go on everything the caretaker does. That would just make this video way longer than it already is. So, after you defeat the caretaker, grab the data rack, strap it on Molly, leave. Missions also have random anomalies and warnings that can appear on them, each making a different effect on the mission, just to spice it up even more. You can also hack rival patrol bots, making them fight for you for a limited time. Now, moving on from missions, I was originally gonna make a session about the music, but just take a listen. These are just some of my favorites. Now moving on to one thing I need to state first that I haven't said before. Deep Rock before November 4th, 2021 received 2 regular updates, but then they had an idea. Instead of just updating the game, they bring seasons, like Fortnite. Seasons are big themed updates with way too much content for me to cover in this video. They also come with a performance pass every season, which is their version of the battle pass. Wait, please don't click off. I promise it's not bad. The battle pass in this game is 100% free, along with a season themed cosmetic tree, which you can use scripts to unlock any cosmetics you want from there. All the cosmetics in this game are completely free. Every item you see in the performance pass and cosmetic tree after the season ends, they fall into the item loot pool of the game, which means they'll never go away. There's a random chance cargo crates can appear in your missions. Those cargo crates can give you any previous weapon cosmetic, hats, beards, helmets, you call it. Any cosmetic added to the game stays with it. The only DLCs this game has are cosmetic DLCs. Brother, I literally have to go out of my way to even find the DLC shop. This game is an example to be looked upon. The first 2 seasons can be summarized as so. Rival tech appears on Hoxie's and we gotta stop these motherfuckers from leaking info about our beloved Hoxies. You are not alone down there. There's something lurking, luring, searching for you. And when it finds you, if our rivals weren't bad enough, a deadly space plague arrived on Hoxie's. Our meteor entered Hoxie's gravitational sphere and is releasing dozens of smaller meteors going right down Hoxie's as it's being torn apart. But you know, those are not normal meteors. That comet carries an intergalactic pathogen, a virus called Rockbox or lithophage. These meteors carry this lithophage inside them. And in Season 4, Critical Corruption, things basically just got worse. But the Rockbox has been pushed back, and we got introduced to Season 5, which released not so long ago actually. There's also a perk system which you unlock by basically just playing as well. There's a bunch of them, so I won't cover what they all do. But some of these perks can literally save an entire mission, like Iron Will for example. Also, if you want me to make a video Season 5, just comment down below. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but someday it will. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on to the next part. Now, the thing I teased you all about earlier. After you promote your first dwarf, you get access to blank matrix cores, and in turn of that, overclocks. Overclocks are weapon mods that can either completely alter the functionality of your weapon, or just improve it. There's overclocks for every weapon, and more being added in Rebellious every season. Do you want to pulverize your enemies with the power of nuclear warfare and more friendly fire? Fat boy! Do you want to become immovable but deal a shit ton of damage? Let's Storm! Do you want to, do whatever this is? There's an overclock for that as well. There are more simple overclocks like, I don't know, extra ammo, more damage, faster reload times. Look, not all overclocks are crazy, okay? So, how do you unlock these overclocks? Well, you unlock them with optional machine events that can randomly appear on your missions. Machine events are fun little timed objectives that can reward you with cosmetic or random overclocks for what class it offers. Except Omen. Omen fucking sucks. I do not like Omen. Okay, let's move on. There was way more I wanted to talk about, but you know, this video is already long enough. I didn't plan it to be this long, but that's just how much I have to say about this game. I may make a second video covering the rest of the game. This went a little, of course, with just being the basics. But still, I had a lot of fun writing this script. I had a miserable time editing. Like, seriously, this video took way too long to make, and I'm tired. I appreciate a lot if you're watching to the end, even if my editing is not the best. I just hope you enjoyed it. There's more content to come, like I said earlier. A part 2 of this video if you really want, which could be about Season 5 as well. I didn't regret a single second from buying this game. I'm glad I bought it, and I'm still having a blast playing it. I also have a Twitch channel if you want to waste your time watching me play Deep Rock or other games. So, go subscribe there, I guess. I stream randomly, so you never know when I'm streaming. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one. Rock and Stone.